this point my throat really hurts, so I have to use a bonbon. So my might sound a little bit different with a bit big bonbon in my mouth. Where did we left off? And this, that is a set of options. Everything has a lot of options, which is at the same time great. At the same time, you can't really remember how everything is done. The effects. The effects can, as we have seen, the effects. For example, the sun rays or god rays or whatever, they can be applied to a track, entire track, to a clip, a single clip, or in the audio it can be also apply to everything. We are applying it here. Let's go. We can also by right clicking and selecting the rename. Yeah, rename. We can rename a track. For example, I have a sure track, which for this means I'm using noise correction on this track, and I am using a color correction on this track, which is a video track, and this one is an audio track. This noise reduction should be available by default, but you have to for the newer versions it should be available for default, but in the older versions like Vegas Pro 15 you have to buy the plugin standalone. It can also be a part of the Sound Forge from Sony, and if you have that you should be able to get it working here too. My version is a bit glitched. I'm going to show you that one up. It's track FX, track effects. Wait a bit, and we can see the noise reduction plugin is here. Assure single. And this is the settings for it. The most important part is this reduce noise by decibels. If you set this too high, it will not only reduce the noise, but it will also deform the audio, all of the rest of the audio, which in this case, if I'm using it on a track that only contains a voice, it will also distort the voice. We don't want to have that. And how this works is that you need to find, in my case I have set it to 1 second, at least 1 second where there is only the noise, nothing else in the audio. And then while playing I will have to click play or use space. I'm usually using the space button to play, and while playing I need to capture noise, check this box. It will start capturing, and after 1 second it will uncheck itself automatically, and it will analyze the part that you have captured, and it will be then able to remove that part from anywhere else. I have plenty of those, I presume. Yeah, I have a lot of those, by the way, for Knights of the Old Republic, because in my lifetime I've gone through a lot of microphones, and all different Microsoft produce a different voice. I have a lot of low quality audios from when I recorded like 10 years ago. So I have a wide variety. I'm usually putting them, applying them to standout audio tracks and then renaming them. Then you have to edit this thing, and sometimes these other things. It's a bit hard. I don't really understand most of it. I'm just going through it by trial and error until I find it removes the noise without deforming the voice. In this case, you don't want to. That's one of the reasons why you want to record standalone streams for your microphones, for the PC audio, the games and such, and the voice communication software like Skype, Zoom, Discord and such. So then you can apply different or non voice noise reduction to them. Also bear in mind that if you use merely this action, then you do not have to use this noise reduction plugin. In my case, it completely removes any noise. There is no noise whatsoever. So I'm using this only for videos recorded via Bandicam. In this preset I have written sure single, which means that this noise preset works on a single Shure microphone, a microphone from a company called Shure. Are you sure? I'm sure. Now let's finally start to edit something, to do some basic editing. Should I? Let's not do that. The most basic shortcut you're going to use is the S button on the keyboard. What it does split the clip into parts. Like this. I've used the S. I don't know how to use it in the menus. It's probably somewhere really deep. So I have now I have cut two videos like this. By the way, I can just drag them over each other and make a transition from one to another, which will change one another. You can see it. Well, let's put it here. Yeah, you can see it one changing slowly into the other. There are shapes you can use. Yeah, here I right clicked on the right border, and now I can show the lines, basically the time function, how long. For example, if I were to use this one, the first clip would last as long as possible and then go down in a reverse exponential way, and this one would slowly start, middle would be the same as any other, and then quickly pick up at the end. That's some very basic stuff. Now putting stuff in is as simple as dragging it over either to the timeline or through the project media. Now that we have edited, split this part, you can use it, for example, make compilations of clips very easily. You can just select the part you want. So let's just say that there is a funny moment that starts here in the clip, in the video file, and it ends here. If I were to, I'm going to first remove this one. It's going to allow me. Okay, that's going to be a bit harder. And I'm using Ctrl-Z, like going back, which is this button. Undo. I'm using undo. Fondue. Fondue. I'm going to split via a shortcut. This is where that theoretical fun point would end. I would do this, then I would do Ctrl-C, copy. Then I would do undo twice, once, twice, and then I would copy paste. I will basically Ctrl paste right here. And now the original video is fine, but I have now edited I have ripped the part of the clip here. I can just make X of them. I can basically I can even make copies like this. I can make them over each other, which will create a transition from one to another, and I can then use one of these on one of these transitions on it if you want to. Let's do the funny 3D shuffle one, why not? I've selected the 3D shuffle transition. It has like two presets. One, I just set up the lights and let's check out what it does. So let's click here. and check out what's going to start happening after it. After it starts, we can see that two clips are now going to be. Unfortunately, the preview is hard to play for me. I have probably too many tracks at this point, and one gets switched for another like this. Well, all of this has been hypothetical. Let's actually do something that's going to be used, because why not? Which means I will have to reopen the project. I don't want to promote any changes to be actually made of what we have done here. By the way, a lot of the settings here are saved only when the application successfully closes, which means if you are going to change everything, set up everything, and then it crashes, it will not be saved, and you will have to do all of that again. That happened multiple times in the past for me. Actually, because it's going to crash so soon, let's just exit and reopen the application. I'm going to do that in the background, not in the background, not in the video. I've started the application again, and it by default for me loads the last open project. I don't care about files that are missing from the hard drive or in the project. So let's check out what do we have here. I have some. These are markers. These are markers. You can move them. They just mark some spot. I usually write notes into them. And you have regions. Those green things are regions, which are a start and end. You can then right click, select region, select it, and set them up to be rendered. And that's what I do. So this is how I set things to be rendered. You can also batch render and such. So what do we have over here? Not something I would want to. The hell? Yeah, I know. Remember this is something I've put in from the files to here. Now these are the ones that are done. I have not put them inside yet, I presume. Yeah. So this is the last one. Let's do that now. This is the Dungeon Siege, my Let's Play. Let's edit actual episodes of Let's Play. Let's Plays are probably the most easiest things you can edit. Even a child can do this. So it's kinda ideal on how to show you how to do stuff. It's the most easiest thing you can possibly do. I presume there is not much anything else. You can do, of course, a lot of complex stuff. As long as you put your mind to it, and via trial and error you can do pretty much anything. So we have, where is it? Here we go. The source files, and in the end there should be these source files, and these source files have the SFK files. These are generated by Vegas when you put them into a timeline or into the project media. I will tell you what they are in a moment. I have pre-generated them, by the way. At the end, is there something beyond this? Yeah. Do I want this? Not anymore. No, that's not important. I'm going to delete this, move this, make a spot, and carefully to select the first one. Let's select the first one, drag it here, wait for a moment because it needs to figure out how long each of those are. Can take quite a while, and it's here. Yay! Go on. and it's finally here. So first we need to get the proper resolution. That would be the first thing I would. Yeah, I still have to say, these SVK files, as you can see, I have SVK 0 and 1, and that's for this file 693. There are these two files that are connected to this file, and what these are the visual representations of the audio track. It's basically a visual render of the audio track, how it looks like. That's how it looks like. The audio is very low, so you don't you can't really see much of anything. It's still going. It's using this to be quite loud in any case, so we don't really have to care. I'll show that in a minute again. So we have moved here. At first, we see letterboxing here. We have these black pillars. That's really bad. You don't ever want to have to do this. If you do this, if you have letterboxing, black letterboxing here, and render it like that, then YouTube, when it's played on a screen that in full screen that does not that has a different resolution than this entirety, it will add its own letterboxing, which means if you add these two pillars letterboxing here, because it has a different resolution that what you want for the output, which is the project output written here, 2560 to 1440 in 60 FPS progressive, then it will add its own, and you can, and some people will end up. This is if you render it like this is the hard letterboxing, which means it's going to be baked into the file. YouTube also adds letterboxing, something like a soft letterboxing that it adds to the videos when they are played for people that have a different resolution than the file, and they could end up with black bars here and here. So the actual video would be just surrounded by a black frame, a big black frame. That's not something you want to do. So there are two ways out of this. You can either stretch it to the sides, which we would do by using switches, maintain aspect ratio. Boom. Now it's stretched, but that deforms the gameplay. So you want to find the aspect ratio of what you want, what the game, in our case a game, was recorded at, which is kind of hard. I can go to, where was it? My brain's no longer working. Was it properties? It was properties. We can see it's recorded at 94 FPS. Unfortunately, the game just doesn't like me anymore. And we can see here in the attributes, in the media properties of the media, that is recorded at 1920 to which is the width, and the height is 1200. So we want to have the same aspect ratio. I'm using, I can actually show this to you, but how do I show this to you? I will have to end the recording right now. I'm using this aspect ratio calculator to figure out what I need to. So the original game was recorded in a resolution of, by the way, I have shown you before how to crop videos. You can use that to crop any lines at the edge of the recorded screen, for example the window borders, etc. You can remove that using cropping, as I have shown previously, by cropping out the name from my icon. You can use that for that purpose. That's mostly how I use it. So we have what? We have this, this, and we can see it's 1.6 to 1. So we know the aspect ratio, and now we want to find the width. Because on YouTube we want this to have 2K quality. In 2K is 1440 pixels for height. In the 1.6 aspect ratio we have figured out before by first determining the custom aspect ratio. Now we can see that the width for us to keep the aspect ratio and have a 2K quality on YouTube means we need to have 2304 pixels. By the way, this number needs to be divisible by 2 at least. Ideally by 8 and even more ideal by 16. So you can see we have black borders here. Let's set properties of the entire project. Let's say the height is already set to what we want to have on YouTube, but this one isn't. So let's go change it. We have 60 reference. We have changed this value to what we have calculated via online aspect ratio calculator to be this. Then we put OK, and the black borders are gone on pixel perfect. As a pixel perfecting for all of these. Great, that's what we want. That's what you always want to do. Always. You never want to put letterboxing black pillars and bars around. That's just a horrible practice. And if you see somebody do this, then you know they don't know what they're doing. I mean, this is my mark that tells me what has been rendered already. I have to put, we didn't render this, so I have to put this before this part. That's the first thing we should say, but it seems to be doing some stuff. I don't know what. We do want to have it color corrected, so that's here. That's pretty much what I want to do with the video itself, with the video track itself, that is. Now let's edit the audio tracks. The first track, this is recorded via Bandicam, which means the first track is the one that has the microphones. Let's check. Let's put this down. You can change the volume by hitting like this and then move and go gain. The same for a video. This changes the whole track if you use it here, but you can use it individually as well. So we have set we have effectively muted the second audio track, the second audio stream. It even tells us it's the second stream in the file. And let's play it and figure out if this is an audio. Lokace. Tebe jsme dlouho neviděli. It is. I can hear it. I don't know if you could. I presume you could. I don't. So this, but this does contain. We can probably hear it if I put it like this. Yeah. Yeah, you can hear there is it. You can hear there is a noise. So we are going to put this. We are going to select all of these tracks. So we are going to right click and select events to end. This will select all of the tracks towards the end of the timeline. Let's move them to this track that will remove the noise. Also something new that might be special for me only. Let me open Voice Meter. That's an episode I have recorded previously. This is what that's me talking. This is me talking. And previously I have set it to mono, which means it was mixing them up. Now this is connected to Frios B-Wave, which is the Shure microphones in my... I just forgot how it's called. It's called Scarlett, my Scarlett audio card, which has two microphones connected via XLR cables. And this audio card by default does it that one channel from stereo is one microphone and the other is the other microphone. I can use it because I have problems. I had problems in the past where another player was too silent, for example, and because I was mixing them up, I couldn't raise the volume of one without raising the volume of another. So if I don't mix it into mono, then I'm recording my own voice here. It's also picking up on the second one because the second microphone is like a meter away from me, so it's also picking up on the second one. My voice, that is. Which then means, as you can see, the two lines. This is the left. Can I see it? This line is the left channel from stereo. This one is the right channel. Now I'm going, because I didn't record with anybody else, I could copy paste this and make one only use left channel and another use the audio, right stereo audio channel. But because I didn't record with anyone else, that means only the right one is used. So I'm going to group channels. We want to have right only. As we can see, it now changed into this. And we can now hear it on both resulting audio channels. Yeah, right on this point, you could hear and also see that there was, when I stopped talking in the video, there was no noise. This was 0. And yet the voice was not deformed by me removing the noise. That's how it should be. So we have this one prepared. And this one is the game audio. I already have the audio set up in the game itself, not to be the exact volume I want it to, so I don't have to raise the volume or lower the volume. Yeah, I still need to do one thing. I need to raise the volume. Also another thing I forgot. Back. I need to do this for all of them. So again, select events to the end. So we have. Okay, now we have even these selected. I only want these selected. Please select only these. That's right. That's right. Channels right only. Now we have done it for every. Forgot another thing. Let's do that back again. This one has an audio event FX, an effect of raising the volume by 6 decibels. So I want to actually use this on them too. So I'm going to select copy. And I'm going to select every event. Then I'm going to paste event attributes, which will paste only the effect. Which will paste the effect from this clip into all of these clips, making them louder. Let's paste event attributes. And then I need to, after selecting them again, then I need to set the channels to the right only. Now it should be louder, I presume. Asadský hraničář. Yeah. We see that it's on the level that I want it to be, for it to be properly heard. Raising volume via an effect like this doesn't. It can raise the noise as well, of course, but we have removed all the noise, so it doesn't have noise to raise the volume of. Yep. And it's loud enough, as loud as I want it to. This might be louder in the video than it should be, because I'm actually outputting this to a device that I shouldn't be outputting it. So in the resulting video, that it will be actually a bit less loud than what you have probably just heard now, but that's just a side thing. That's not something you have to think about much. That should be we are pretty much ready. Now let's edit these into episode. There is a note volume plus 6. We have done this, and 2304 is as the resolution width, which we have also done. So I have figured out the notes without even reading them.